Greetings, everyone. This is Rock Spot Connection with the conclusion of my my Magic the Gathering Throne of Eldraine unboxing series. We will be cracking open one Throne of Eldraine booster box. Probably do this just as we did the last couple booster boxes. Well, it was just the last one. Alrighty. So, we've got a pretty decent haul so far. It's included one of the Booster Fun variants. And I think got a couple mythics, if I remember correctly. And we got at least one. Yeah, we got two, that's right. Alright. So the way like I said, the way we did the last time was, or at least the last time, if not also the time before that. Basically, I just would pull out one third of the boosters in the box, go through them, then pull out the next stack. And when we're done with all 36 of these, well, we've also got these four from the Planeswalker decks to open up. So it's gonna be a bit on the long. This one's gonna be a bit on the long side. All right, let's get started, shall we? First booster from the box. Alright. First off, we've got So Tiny. It's an aura enchantment for 1 blue. It's got flash, so we can cast anytime. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -2/-0. It gets -6/-0 instead, as long as its controller has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Okay. Another Rimrock Knight. Another Outflank. Another Festive Funeral. Another Curious Pair. Another Flutter Fox. Another Crashing Drawbridge. Another Ginger Brute. Another Lochthwain Paladin. Witch's Cottage. It's a swamp, so you can tap it for 1 black mana. Like the others I've pulled so far, the Dwarven Mine. I don't know the other two. Witch's Cottage enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other swamps. When it enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Okay. Next up, we got Wandermare. It's a 3/3 horse for 1 colorless, 1 green, and 1 white. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, put a +1/+1 counter on Wandermare. Okay. That's nifty. Got ourselves another Glass Casket. We got Grumgully the Generous. 3/3 legendary Goblin Shaman. For 1 colorless, 1 red, and 1 green. Each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. Another Gadwick the Wizened. Another Island. And another food. Alright. We may want to make a separate stack, I think, for extra rares. Yeah. Okay. Alright, moving on, we've got Shining Armor. It's an artifact, it's an equipment artifact with flash for 1 colorless and 1 white. It's got an equip cost of 3. Equipped creature gets +0/+2 and has vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target knight you control. Okay. We got ourselves another Tome Raider, an Ogre Errant, another True Love's Kiss, another Memory Theft. Then we got Rose Thorn Halberd. It's an equipment artifact for 1 green. The equip cost of 5. Well, 5 colorless. When it enters the battlefield, you attach it to target non-human creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Okay. We get ourselves another Prophet of the Peak, another Wicked Guardian, another Gingerbread Cabin. We get Steel Gaze Griffin. It's a 2/4 Griffin with flying for 4 colorless and 1 blue. Whenever you draw your second card, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay. Oh. Huh. Okay. So it looks like the Booster Fun variants are done both as foil and non-foil. So here's the Booster Fun variant of Flaxen Intruder. It's a 1/2 human berserker for 1 green. And we have ourselves an adventure, a sorcery adventure, Welcome Home. Oh, okay, first off, Flaxen Intruder. When she deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. When you do, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Actually got an amusing bit of flavor text here. The middle blade was just right. So, now we got Welcome Home. It's an adventure sorcery for 5 colorless and 2 green. Create 3 2/2 green bear creature tokens. Okay. Next up we got Witch's Oven. It's an artifact for 1 colorless. Tap, sacrifice a creature. Create a food token. If the sacrifice creature's toughness was 4 or greater, create 2 food tokens instead. Got all the glitters. And then Fae of Wishes. It's a 1/4 fairy wizard with flying for 1 colorless and 1 blue. 1 colorless, 1 blue, discard 2 cards, return Fae of Wishes to its owner's hand. Then we've got an adventure sorcery, Granted. 3 colorless, 1 blue. You may choose a non-creature card you own from outside the game, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Oh boy. That can get messy. I have to wonder how that would work in sealed. Alrighty. Get ourselves on a Youthful Knight, another Opt. Lost Legion. 2/3 Spirit Knight for 1 colorless and 2 black. When they enter the battlefield, scry 2. Look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them on the bottom of your library and the rest on top in any order. We got another Garen Briggs Squire, another Lochthwain Paladin, another Witch's Cottage, another Maryleaf Rider, another Silverflame Ritual, another Searing Barrage. Yeah, another Rally for the Throne. We got Shine Chaser. It's a 1/1 fairy with flying and vigilance for 1 colorless, 1 white, and 1 blue. Shine Chaser gets +1/+1 as you control an artifact. Shine Chaser gets +1/+1 as long as you control an enchantment. Okay. Next up we've got... oh my. Heraldic Banner. It's an artifact for 3 colorless. As it enters the battlefield, choose a color. Creatures you control of the chosen color get +1/+0. Add 1 mana of the chosen color. And oh my. Well. Next up we've got Garruk, Cursed Huntsman. It's a legendary Planeswalker with starting loyalty of 5 for 4 colorless, 1 black, and 1 green. And this is actually a variant version with that's full, that doesn't have the borders on it. Okay. So Garruk's Planeswalker abilities. 0 loyalty. Create 2/2/2 black and green wolf creature tokens with when this creature dies, put a loyalty counter on each Garruk you control. Remove 3. Destroy target creature, draw a card. Remove 6. You get an emblem with creatures you control get +3/+3 and have trample. Nice. And then we also got ourselves a foiled Mantle of Tides. Can't remember if I have it, if I pulled one of these or not. Either way, it's an equipment artifact for 1 blue. With a equip cost of 3. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's right, we do have one of those. Not a foil one, what we do now, but yeah. And finally we have ourselves, I think it's a red-black human rogue token with haste. It's 1/2. And when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to any target. Okay. Alrighty. There's ourselves another Ogre Errant, another Fortifying Provisions, another Tome Raider, another Crystal Slipper, another Lash of Thorns, another Rosethorn Halberd. And we got Foreboding Fruit. It's a sorcery for 2 colorless and 1 black. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Adamant. At least 3 black mana was spent to cast a spell, create a food token. Another Garen Briggs Squire, another Wicked Guardian, another Steelclaw Lance. You got Revenge of Ravens, an enchantment for 3 colorless and 1 black. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay. Next up, Into the Story. It's an instant for 5 colorless and 2 blue. This spell costs 3 colorless less to cast if an opponent has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Ooh. Draw 4 cards. Alright. Next up we've got Midnight Clock. It's an artifact for 2 colorless and 1 blue. It can be tapped to add 1 blue, or 2 colorless, 1 blue, put an hour counter on it. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards. Exile Midnight Clock. Okay then. very interesting. And then we've got, I think, yes, we have the foil regular version of Piper of the Swarm. That's what the regular artwork looks like. Another Swamp and another Knight. Or 2/2 Knight with Vigilance. Okay. Alrighty. Another Prized Griffin, another Mantle of Tides, another Return to Nature, another Giant Skewer, another Corridor Monitor, another Flutter Fox, another Crashing Drawbridge, another Ginger Brute, another Loftwing Paladin, another Witch's Cottage. And we got ourselves a Resolute Rider. It's a 4/2 Human Knight for 4 mana of either white or black. For 2 white and or black mana, it gains Resolute Rider gains lifelink until end of turn. For 3, it gains indestructible until end of turn. Okay. Then here's another Grumgully the Generous. We got a Venerable Knight. So 2/1 Human Knight for 1 white. Excuse me. When it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target knight you control. Yeah, that's probably going to go into my knight deck. There's quite a lot, but it's going to go into my knight deck. And we got another Doom Foretold. Another Island. Oh, wait. And another Food. The Boar's Head version. Alrighty. Got ourselves another Tome Raider, another Ogre Errant, another Truelove's Kiss, another Smitten Swordmaster, another Garen Break Carver, another Ardenvale Tactician, another Knight of the Keep. We got Unexplained Vision. 4 color, a sorcery for 4 colorless and 1 blue. Draw 3 cards. Adamant. If at least 3 blue mana was spent to cast this spell, scry 3. Okay. There's Signpost Scarecrow, and we got Sirkara the Bold. The 3/3 legendary human knight for 3 colorless and 2 red. Whenever she or an instant or sorcery you control deals damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Tap Sirkara, deal 1 damage to any target. Aha! Okay. You get Vigilance, gets even better. Next up, we've got Deafening Silence. It's an enchantment for 1 white. Each player can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. Okay. There's a Lock Dragon. Then we've got Torbrand, Thane of Red Fell. Legendary Dwarf Noble. A legendary 2/4 Dwarf Noble for 1 colorless and 3 red. For red swords you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. Nice! We got ourselves a foil Flutter Fox. Our planes, and a 1/1 fairy token with flying. Alright, moving on to the next booster. So let's see. This will be our 7th booster. So after this one, we got 29 more to go. Actually, 33 because of the other 4. Alright, so we got ourselves another Bloodhaze Wolverine, another Shiny Armor, another Runaway Together, and we got Merchant of the Veil, a 2/3 Human Peasant, or 2 colorless and 1 red. And for two colorless and 1 red, you can discard a card, and discarding a card, you can then draw a card. You also got an adventure instant, Haggle. 1 red. Discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Okay. Got another Malevolent Noble. Another Insatiable Appetite. Another Mystic Sanctuary. Another Merfolk Secret Keeper. Another Protector of the Peak. Another Fierce Witch Stalker. Oh, we got Booster Fun Foulmire Knight. Yeah, okay, we do have that. We got that one. Then we got ourselves a Deathless Knight. It's a 4/2 Skeleton Knight with haste for 4 mana. It's either black and or green. When you gain life for the first time each turn, return Deathless Knight from your graveyard to your hand. Next up is Archon of Absolution. It's a 3/2 Archon with flying and protection from white for 3 colorless and 1 white. Creatures can't attack you or a Planeswalker you control unless their controller pays 1 colorless for each of those creatures. Oof. Next up, we've got Ironcrag Feet. It's a sorcery for 1 colorless and 3 red. Adds 7 red mana. You can cast only 1 more spell this turn. Okay. Another island and another on an adventure card. Next up, we've got I'm not sure if we've got this one already, so Thrill of Possibilities. An instant for 1 colorless and 1 red. As an additional cost to cast it, discard a card, then draw 2 cards. Another Silverflame Squire, another So Tiny, another Garenbrig Carver, another Festive Funeral, another Beloved Princess, another Vantress Paladin. We got Henge Walker. It's a 2/2 artifact creature golem for 3 colorless. It's got Adamant. Release 3 mana of the same color was meant to cast the spell. Henge Walker enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. Got a Reeve Soul, another Roving Keep, another Deathless Knight, another Sirkara the Bold, another Savvy Hunter. We got Wicked Wolf. It's a 3/3 wolf for 2 colorless and 2 green. When it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Sacrifice a food, put a +1/+1 counter on Wicked Wolf, and it gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Interesting. Another Swamp, and another On an Adventure card. Alrighty, next booster we've got another Witching Well, another 7 Dwarves, another Fairy Guide Mother, another Forever Young, another Rosethorn Acolyte, another Steelgaze Griffin. Oh. Not sure if we got this one or not. Wildwood Tracker. It's a 1/1 elf warrior for 1 green. Whenever it attacks or blocks, if you control another non-human creature, it gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Okay. Another Scorching Dragonfire. Next up we got Jousting Dummy, a 2/1 Scarecrow Knight artifact creature for 2 colorless. 3 colorless. Jousting Dummy gains +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay. Next up, Overwhelmed Apprentice, a 1/2 human wizard for 1 blue. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Then you scry 2. Okay. Next up, we've got Edgewall Innkeeper, a 1/1 human peasant for 1 green. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, draw a card. It doesn't need to have gone on the adventure first. Okay. Another Improbable Alliance. So we've got Escape to the Wilds. Sorcery for 3 colorless, 1 red, and 1 green. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may play cards exiled this way until the end of your next turn. You may play an additional land this turn. Well, okay. Then we got ourselves a foil Raging Redcap. Another island and another adventure. Okay, moving on to the next. This would be the 10th booster. Okay, we got ourselves our True Love's Kiss, another Wishful Merfolk, another Blood Haze Wolverine, another Fortifying Provisions, another Garen Brig Carver, another Merfolk Secret Keeper, another Outmuscle, another Mystic Sanctuary, another Unexplained Vision. Then we've got Marrowleaf Pixie. Go ahead and just show it off again. If I already pulled it in one of the previous videos, I'll show it off again. It's a 2/2 fairy with flying for 1 green and 1 blue. And you can tap it to add either 1 green or 1 blue mana. You got another Spinning Wheel, another Edgewall Innkeeper. And we got Oko, Thief of Crowns. So yeah, I mentioned this in the Planeswalker deck video that this version of Oko has very quickly become one of the big meta cards in the one of the big cards in the current meta, as it were. Alright, so Oko, Thief of Crowns, is a Planeswalker with a starting loyalty of 4, casting cost of 1 colorless, 1 green, and 1 blue. Add 2 loyalty, create a food token. Add 1. Target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. Note that it's not just until the end of turn. It's period and a discussion. Remove 5 loyalty counters. Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control and target creature or opponent controls with power 3 or less. Okay. Then we've got a foil Sir Alan, the Lion's Claw, a legendary 4/4 human knight for 3 colorless, with first strike for 3 colorless and 2 white. Whenever he attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay, another forest and then another food. Alrighty, next up we got another Didn't Say Please, another Rimrock Knight, another True Love's Kiss, another Festive Funeral, another Return to Nature, another Roving Keep, another Dwarven Mine, another Lochthwain Paladin, another Ginger Brute, Another Trapped in the Tower. Then we've got Lucky Clover. It's an artifact for 2 colorless. Whenever you cast an adventure, instant, or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay. Next up, Tournament Grounds. It's a land. You can tap it to add 1 colorless mana. Or you can tap it to add 1 red, 1 white, or 1 black. Spend this mana only to cast a knight or equipment spell. Alright. We get ourselves another Joust. And then Murderous Rider. A 2/3 zombie knight with lifelink for 1 colorless and 2 black. When it dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library. It also has an adventure instant. Swift End. 1 colorless, 2 black. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. You lose 2 life. Okay. Another swamp, and another adventure marker. Okay, booster number 12. Start off with another Youthful Knight. Then we have the Queen of Ice, a 2/3 human noble wizard for 2 colorless and 1 blue. Whenever a Queen of Ice deals combat damage to a creature, tap that creature. It doesn't have tap during its controller's next untap step. So, it's Anna. Elsa. Yeah, Elsa, not Anna. And we got a sorcery adventure, Rage of Winter. 1 colorless, 1 blue. Tap target creature. Doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Okay. And another ogre errant, another fortifying provisions, and Spore Cap Spider. It's a 1/5 spider with reach for 2 colorless and 1 green. Another Forever Young, another Steelgaze Griffin, another Wildwood Tracker, another Ardenvale Tactician, another Jousting Dummy, another Tournament Grounds, and Drown in the Loch. It's an instant for 1 blue, 1 black. Choose one. Counter target spell with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in this controller's graveyard. Or destroy target creature with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of cards in this controller's graveyard. And then we got the booster fun version of the Beanstalk Giant. Here's what that looks like. We already pulled 1 Beanstalk Giant, so. And then we got Bone Crusher Giant. It's a 4/3 giant for 2 colorless and 1 red. It does have an adventure on it. So, Bone Crusher Giant. Whenever it becomes the target of a spell, it deals 2 damage to the spell's controller. Okay. Then we got the adventure instant, Stomp. 1 colorless, 1 red. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. Ooh. And another island, and a 1/1 dwarf creature. Okay, creature token, that is. Give me just a second. There. Okay. And sadly, I was unable to get the box promo. Apparently, it was actually kind of a. Actually, that may have been Will. I think that's the solo Will for me. Oh, bugger. Okay. So, the middle stack of boosters. We'll admit, this is actually going a lot faster than expected. Alright, so we got ourselves another Raging Redcap, another Lonesome Unicorn, another Witching Well, another 7 Dwarves, another Curious Pair, another Lost Legion, another Garenbrig Squire, two Garenbrig Squires, another Merfolk Secret Keeper, Fierce Witch Stalker. Okay. We have Inquisitive Puppet, a 0/2 artifact creature construct for 1 colorless. When Inquisitive Puppet enters the battlefield, scry 1. Exile Inquisitive Puppet. Create a 1/1 white human creature token. Okay. Another Rally for the Throne. Another Fairy Vandal. We got a Lockmere Serpent. It's a 7/7 serpent with flash for 4 colorless, 1 blue, and 1 black. 1 blue. Sacrifice an island. The Lockmere Serpent can't be blocked this turn. 1 black, sacrifice a swamp. You gain 1 life and draw a card. 1 blue, 1 black. Exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard. Return Lockmere Serpent from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. Okay. Another island. And a 1/1 white human token. I can definitely think of some fun to have with that Lockmere Serpent. Okay. Another Thrill of Possibility, another Bartered Cow, another So Tiny, another Malevolent Noble, another Fell the Pheasant, another Ardenvale Tactician, Mystic Sanctuary, Outmuscle, Prophet of the Peak, Giant Opportunity, Savvy Hunter. Sir Farron, the Henjammer. Legendary 2/2 Human Knight for 2 green. Whenever Sir Farron the Henjammer attacks, another target attacking creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is Sir Farron's power. Okay. And then we got ourselves a Vantress Gargoyle. It's a 5/4 artifact creature, gargoyle with flying for 1 colorless and 1 white. Or 1 blue. Vantress Gargoyle can't attack unless the defending player has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Can't block unless you have 4 or more cards in hand. Tap. Each player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. Okay. Then we got a foil Festive Funeral. I'm very much reminded of the 2 Innistrad blocks, looking at the art style. The style, the combination of the art style and the type of and the types of creatures, cards, so on and so forth. It's reminding me quite a bit of Innistrad. Well, the Innistrad blocks. Alrighty. Next booster, we've got another Raging Redcap, another Lonesome Unicorn, another Didn't Say Please, another Rimrock Knight, Rosethorn Halberd, Gingerbread Cabin, Steelgaze Griffin, Wildwood Tracker, Ardvale Tactician, Wandermare, Glass Casket, Cauldron's Gift, another Embercleave, oh my. We got a duplicate mythic. As well as a foil of Epic Downfall, which we have not yet pulled. Epic Downfall is a sorcery for 1 colorless and 1 black. Exile target creature with converted mana cost 3 or greater. An island and another adventure marker. Okay. Alright. Next booster, another Bartered Cow, another Moonlit Scavengers, another Barge Inn, another Smitten Swordmaster, another Two-Veiled Tree Folk, another Adventurous Paladin, another Hengewalker, another Reeve Soul, another Roving Keep, another Corridor Monitor, another... Okay, yeah, another Animating Fairy, another Inquisitive Puppet. That's actually kind of, that's kind of useful, actually. And then we got Righteousness. It's an instant for 1 white. Target blocking creature gets +7/+7 until end of turn. Okay. Another Lovestruck Beast, another Swamp, and another Food. Okay, we get our next boost. We got our Wishful Merfolk, their Festive Funeral, Two-Veiled Tree Folk, Reef Soul, Ribbon Keep, Corridor Monitor, Flutter Fox, Crashing Drawbridge, Ginger Brute, Clockwork Servant, Sir Conrad the Grim, Slaying Fire. It's an instant for 2 colorless and 1 red. Deals 3 damage to any target, and if at least it's got adamant, if at least 3 red mana was spent to cast it, it deals 4 damage instead. Let's see. Got ourselves another non-foil Wishclaw Talisman. Pretty sure the other was a foil. Another foil Swamp. Mountain, and another adventure marker. Alright, next up we've got Barge Inn, Ardenvale Paladin, Giant Skewer, Flutterfox Witch's Cottage, Marleaf Rider, Hengewalker, Searing Barrage, Beloved Princess, Steelclaw Lance, Revenge of Ravens, Frogify. Then we got Acclaimed Contender. It's a 3/3 Human Knight for 2 colorless and 1 white. When a Acclaimed Commander enters the battlefield, if you control another knight, look at the top 5 cards in your library. You may reveal a knight, or equipment, or legendary artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. Then we have a foil Slaying Fire. Okay. Another Swamp and a Boar token. 1/1 Boar. When it dies, create a food. Okay. Alright, next booster starts off on a Rimrock Knight, but outflanked, didn't say please. Weaselback Redcap, Twinvale Treefolk, Reaper of Night. I think that okay. Yeah. Yes, we pulled 2 foils of it. That's how it looks not foil and normal. Another Unexplained Vision, another Knight of the Keep, another Redcap Raiders, another Mystic Sanctuary, another Elite Headhunter, another Clockwork Servant. Then we've got Burning Yard Trainer, a 3/3 human knight with Trample and Haste for 4 colorless and 1 red. When Burning Yard Trainer enters the battlefield, another target knight you control gets +2/+2 against Trample and Haste until end of turn. Okay. And then we have Rankle, Master of Pranks, 3/3 legendary fairy rogue with flying and haste for 2 colorless and 2 black. Whenever Rankle, Master of Pranks deals combat damage to a player, choose any number. Each player discards a card. Each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Each player sacrifices a creature. Okay. Another mountain and another advertisement card. Okay, moving on. Actually, I think this marks the halfway point for the box itself, not for the video though, because we've still got 4 more after that. Ow. Oh wait, no, this would make the this will be the official halfway point. So start off with Runaway Together. Then we've got the Embereth Paladin, a 4/1 human knight with haste for 3 colorless and 1 red. He's got an Adamant ability. At least 3 red mana was spent to cast him. He enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on him. Okay. There's Shining Armor. We got Tempting Witch, a human warlock, 1/3 human warlock for 2 colorless and 1 black. When Tempting Witch enters the battlefield, create a food token. 2 colorless, tap, sacrifice a food. Target player loses 3 life. Okay. Next up we got Wolf's Quarry. Sorcery for 4 colorless and 2 green. And this is where that board token comes into play. Create 3 1/1 green board tokens with, when this creature dies, create a food token. Another Barrow Witches, another Weapon Rack, another Beloved Princess, another Adventurous Paladin, another Henge Walker, another Skullknocker Ogre, and we got Seer Eleonora, the Discerning. Legendary Human Knight with variable power and toughness of 4 for 3 colorless and 2 blue. His power is equal to the number of cards in your hand. When he enters the battlefield, draw a card. Spells your opponents cast that target Seer Eleonora cost 2 colorless more to cast. Alright. Then we got another Mad Ratter, another Charming Prince, another Plains, and another human. Well, human token. We got Oko, we got Garruk. Oof. Alrighty. Next booster, we got Start off with Moonlit Scavengers, Merchant of the Veil, Youthful Knight, Festive Funeral, Twinvale Treefolk, Adventurous Paladin, Idyllic Grange, Lochthwain Gargoyle, Reeve's Soul, Fling. I think that's actually a second booster fun Foulmire Knight, but we'll set that. Righteousness, another red cap melee, and we've also got a booster fun version of Fae of Wishes. It's not foil, but... and a forest, and another food token. Next booster starts off with another Witching Well, another Embereth Paladin, another Prize Griffin, another Wishful Merfolk, another Lost Legion, another Fellow Pheasant, another X-Men Vision, another Knight of the Keep, another Red Cap Raiders, another Keeper of Fables. And we got Sage of the Falls, a 2/5 Merfolk Wizard for 4 colorless and 1 blue. Whenever Sage of the Falls or another non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Okay. We got another Sir Alan, the Lion's Claw. Then we've got Castle Ventress. Okay. It's a land. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island. You can tap it to add 1 blue to your mana pool, or you can spend 2 colorless, 2 blue, and tap the castle to scry 2. And then we get Return of the Wild Speaker in foil. It's an instant for 4 colorless and 1 green. Choose one. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control. Or, non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. That's actually pretty neat, isn't it? So, back in the... in this... yeah, I get... God, back, way back around the first Innistrad block. Garruk got cursed. And he ended up becoming a... going from being a mono green planeswalker to a green black planeswalker. Apparently, it looks like now, and over the course of the story for this set, the curse is undone, which is awesome for him at least. All right, next booster. Alright, we start with another Tome Raider, another Crystal Slipper, another Bartered Cow, another Rosethorn Acolyte, another Tempting Witch, another Brimstone Trebuchet, yeah, another Crashing Drawbridge, another Talls of Beanstalk, another Barrow Witches, another Weapon Rack, another Keeper of Fables, another Overwhelmed Apprentice, and a Cauldron Familiar. It's a 1/1 cat for 1 black, so it's a black cat. When Cauldron Familiar enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Sacrifice food. Return Cauldron Familiar from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then we've got Ayara, First of Lochthwain. A legendary 2/3 Elf Noble for 3 black. Whenever she or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Ooh. Tap, sacrifice another black creature, draw a card. Okay. Another island and another human. Okay. Next booster, we start off with another Didn't Say Please, another Weaselback Red Cat, another Prize Griffin, another Mental Ties, another Malevolent Noble, another Rosethorn Halberd, another Fierce Witch Stalker, another Prophet of the Peak, another Wicked Guardian, another Gingerbread Cabin, another First... Yeah, another Firstborn Knight. And all that glitters. And we got Bell of the Brawl. 3/2 human knight with menace for 2 colorless and 1 black. Whenever Bell of the Brawl attacks, other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay. Then we got ourselves an Opportunistic Dragon, which is a 4/3 dragon with flying for 2 colorless and 2 red. When Opportunistic Dragon enters the battlefield, choose target human or artifact that opponent controls. For as long as the Opportunistic Dragon remains in the battlefield, gain control of that permanent. It loses all abilities and it can't attack or block. Okay. Another mountain and another food. Okay. Just a second. Alrighty. We are in the home stretch. 16 more boosters to go. Alright, so start out with our Crystal Slipper, our Silver Flame Squire, our Mantled Tides, Feather Pheasant, Memory Theft, Charmed Sleep, Roving Keep, Dwarven Mine, Lothwain Paladin, Ginger Brute, Shine Chaser. Oh, here's a new one. Rampart Smasher. 5/5 Giant for 4 mana, either red and or green. Can't be blocked by knights or walls. We've got Ferocity of the Wilds, an enchantment for 2 colorless and 1 red. Attacking non-human creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample. Then we've got Wildthorn Preserver. 2/2 elf archer with flash and reach for 1 colorless and 1 green. Whenever another non-human creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay X. When you do, put X +1/+1 counters on Wildborn Preserver. Okay. Another forest and another adventure marker. Okay, then we get it. Next booster, we start with our Bloodhaze Wolverine, another Fortifying Provision, our Movement Scavengers, Immersion of the Veil, Reaper of Night, Return to Nature, Giant Skewer, Curious Pair, Bake into a Pie. Blow Your House Down. It's a sorcery for 2 colorless and 1 red. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. Destroy any of them that are walls. Okay. Another Resolute Rider. Then we've got an Arcanist's Owl. It's a 3/3 artifact creature bird with flying for 4 mana and a combination of either white and or blue. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or enchantment from among them and put it into your hand. Rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. Next up, we've got Trail of Crumbs, an enchantment for 1 colorless and 1 green. Goes well with the Curious Pair, I would think. When Trail of Crumbs enters the battlefield, enter a food create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice a food, you may pay 1 colorless. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay. Next up, we've got Fires of Invention. It's an enchantment for 3 colorless and 1 red. You can cast spells only during your turn, or you can cast no more than 2 spells each turn. You may cast spells with a converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana costs. Okay, we got a Plains, and we have a 7/7 green giant token. Okay. Next up, we've got next booster: True Love's Kiss, Witching Well, Embereth Paladin, Tempting Witch, Insatiable Appetite, Trapped in the Tower, Golden Egg, Idyllic Grange. I don't think we pulled this one yet. So, Garenbrig Paladin, 4/4 Giant Knight for 4 colorless and 1 green. Adamant. At least 3 green mana was spent to cast a spell. He enters with a +1/+1 counter. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. We got our Eye Collector. Then Claim the Firstborn. Sorcery for 1 red. Gain control of target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less until end of turn. Untap that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. Another Bell of the Brawl. Another Joust. We got a Feasting Troll King. 7/6 Troll Noble with Vigilance and Trample for 2 colorless and 4 green. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, create 3 food tokens. Sacrifice 3 foods. Return the Feasting Troll King from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only during your turn. Another Forest and a Rat token. Next up, another Ardenvale Paladin, another Mistford River Turtle, another Thrill of Possibility, Silverflame Squire, Forever Young, Garenbrig Carver, Gingerbread Cabin, Steelgaze Griffin, Wildwood Tracker, Scorching Dragonfire. Alright, here's a new one. Embereth Shieldbreaker, 2/1 Human Knight for 1 colorless and 1 red. And we got it. And it's got an adventure sorcery. Battle Display. 1 red. Destroy target artifact. Okay. Next up. Order of Midnight. A 2/2 Human Knight for 1 with flying for 1 colorless and 1 black. Can't block. And we got a sorcery adventure. Alter Fate. 1 colorless, 1 black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. I think that's new. We got our Frogify. And then we have Castle Ardenvale. It's a land that enters the battlefield tapped unless you control another control planes. You can tap it for 1 white. Or you can tap it and spend 2 colorless and 2 white to create a 1/1 white human creature token. Then we got a Forest and another Mouse. Alright, another Fairy Guide Mother, another Runaway Together, Embereth Paladin, Malevolent Noble, Fell the Pheasant, Marrowleaf Rider, Silverflame Ritual, Searing Barrage, Eye Collector, Charmed Sleep, Embereth Shieldbreaker, Giant Opportunity, Beanstalk Giant. Once Upon a Time. It's an instant for 1 colorless and 1 green. If this spell is the first spell you've cast this game, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, a mountain and another resource card. Okay. Next booster. Another Mistford River Turtle, another Weaselback Redcap, another Fairy Guide Mother, Queen of Ice, Curious Pair, Lost Legion, Garenbrig Squire, Malevolent Noble, Merfolk Secret Keeper, Fierce Witch Stalker, Animating Fairy, Bognaughty. A 3/3 fairy with flying for 3 colorless and 2 black. For 2 colorless and 1 black, and sacrificing a food, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Okay. We got another Kenrith's Transformation. Actually, I think might be. We only will foil that. Then we've got Questing Beast. 4/4 legendary beast with vigilance, death touch, and haste for 2 colorless and 2 green. Questing Beast can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that will be dealt to creatures you control can't be prevented. Whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each target Planeswalker that player controls. Ooh, I like it. That's Planes and another resource card. Moving on to the next booster. Alright, another Youthful Knight, another Queen of Ice, Memory Theft, Rosethorn Acolyte, Brimstone Trebuchet, Crashing Drawbridge, Tall as a Beanstalk, Barrow Witches, Weapon Rack, Beloved Princess, Elite Headhunter, oh, that's a new one. Turn into a Pumpkin. It's an instant for 3 colorless and 1 blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Adamant. If at least 3 blue mana was spent to cast a spell, create a food token. Okay. We get ourselves a Mysterious Pathlighter. It's a 2/2 fairy with flying for 2 colorless and 1 white. Each creature you control that has an adventure enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. I may have played one of those already. Then we got Mirror Maid. It's an enchantment for 1 colorless and 2 blue. They may enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or enchantment on the battlefield. Another forest and another food. And Mirror Maid can be very useful. Alright. Another Opt. Thrill of Possibility, Bartered Cow, So Tiny, Reaper of Night, Return to Nature, Knight of Keep, Wicked Guardian, Prophet of the Peak, Scorching Dragonfire, Deafening Silence, Order of Midnight, Oakhame Adversary, a 2/3 elf warrior with Death Touch for 3 colorless and 1 green. Costs 2 colorless less to cast if an opponent controls a green permanent. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay. We got Fabled Passage. It's a non-basic land. Tap and sacrifice it. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Then if you control 4 or more lands, untap that land. Nice. Another forest and a red-white human warrior token. 3/1 human warrior token with trample and haste. Okay. And moving onward. Another 7 dwarves, another outflanked, another opt, tempting witch, sporecap spider, golden egg, idyllic grange, Garenbrig paladin, eye collector, scalding cauldron, marrowleaf pixie, spinning wheel, cauldron familiar, castle Garenbrig. Like the other 2 castles, it enters the battlefield tapped, unless in this case you control a forest. They're also non-basic land. You can be tapped to add 1 green. 2 colorless, 2 green, tap, add 6 green mana. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells or activate abilities of creatures. Okay, we got our mountain and our resource card. Alright, so we got Moonlit Scavengers, Barge Inn, Ardenvale Paladin, Mistford River Turtle, Wolf's Quarry, Smitten Swordmaster, Outmuscle, Blow Your House Down, Bake into a Pie, Signpost Scarecrow, Skullknocker Ogre, Thunderous Snapper, Slaying Fire, Witch's Vengeance. So sorcery for 1 colorless and 2 black. Creatures of the creature type of your choice get -3/-3 until end of turn. Okay. Another mountain and another adventure marker. Okay, 2 left from the box. Another Raging Redcap, Lonesome Unicorn, Foreboding Fruit, Sporecap Spider, Eye Collector, Scalding Cauldron, Brimstone Trebuchet, Crashing Drawbridge, Tall as a Beanstalk, Drown in the Lock, Shepherd of the Flock. Okay. So 3/1 Human Peasant for 1 colorless and 1 white. Right. Yes. And we have ourselves an adventure instant. Usher to Safety, which costs 1 white. Return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Okay. We got ourselves our Inspiring Veteran. And then Fervent Champion. A 1/1 human knight with first strike and haste for 1 red. Whenever Fervent Champion attacks, another target attacking knight you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Equip abilities you activate that target Fervent Champion costs 3 colorless mana less to activate. Okay. And it looks like, if I'm understanding this correctly, I'm presuming that the knight in question shown on the picture is based on 2018 World Champion Javier Dominguez. That's neat. They did that years ago with Shadow Mage Infra. I wasn't sure if they were continue to do that. We got a foil Curious Pair. Just a regular one, not a booster fun. Another Plains, another resource card. Okay. Next up. Alright, last booster from the box. There's Shining Armor, Tome Raider, Ogre Errant, Wolf's Quarry, Smitten Swordmaster, Dwarven Mine, Weapon Rack, Brimstone Trebuchet, Golden Egg, Tall as a Beanstalk, Shepherd of the Flock, Heraldic Barrier, Seer Eleonora, the Discerning, Stolen by the Fae. Sorcery for X colorless and 2 blue. Return target creature card with converted mana cost X to its owner's hand. You create X 1/1 blue fairy creature tokens with flying. Another Plains and another 1/1 boar. And we've still got 4 more boosters to crack open. That's right, we still got the ones from the Planeswalker decks. So let's get started then on those, shall we? I think we shall. Not a bad haul so far. Yeah, there's some stuff I wish I could get my hands on, but you know, hey, you don't get all the things you want all the time. All right. Alright, our Ardreal Tactician, Lash of Thorns, Ogre Errant, Tempting Witch, Calls of Beanstalk, Witching Well, Fairy Guidemother, Crystal Slipper, Scalding Cauldron, Wolf's Quarry, Hypnotic Sprite. Okay. It's a 2/1 fairy with flying for 2 blue. And then we have an adventure instance, Mesmeric Glare, for 2 colorless and 1 blue. Counter target spell with converted mana costs 3 or less. Okay. Giant Opportunity, Sorcerer's Broom, Clackbridge Troll. Ooh. An 8/8 troll with trample and haste for 3 colorless and 2 black. And 2 black. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent creates 3 white goat creature 0/1 white goat creature tokens. Beginning combating your turn, any opponent may sacrifice a creature. If a player does, tap Clackbridge Troll. You gain 3 life, and you draw a card. Okay. We got a forest and another knight. That's kind of interesting. Because you can say, well, I'm going to come at you with an 8/8 with trample, or you can discard a creature, or you can sacrifice a creature, and the 8/8 with trample gets tapped. But I gain 3 life and draw a card. Decisions. Alrighty, and we get ourselves on a Merchant of the Veil, Fierce Witch Stalker, Forever Young, Embereth Paladin, Quarter Monitor, Prize Griffin, Signpost Scarecrow, True Love's Kiss, Spell the Pheasant, Into the Story, Fireborn Knight, Cauldron's Gift, Castle Lochthwain. Oh, we got a foil Revenge of Ravens. Another swamp and another adventure marker. Okay. 2 more to go. So I know what I know what I'm hoping for. Also, what I'm hoping for this one I'm probably not going to get, but hey, still did pretty good overall. Alright. Redcap Raiders, Flutterfox, Bacon to a Pie, 7 Dwarves, Tall as a Beanstalk, Wishful Merfolk, Outflank, Memory Theft, Walkman Gargoyle, Tune Tree Folk, Fairy Vandal, Ferocity of the Wilds, Kindred's Transformation, Stone Coil Serpent. Okay. It says 0/0 artifact creature, Snake, with casting cost of X colorless. And it also has reach, trample, and protection from multicolor. Its power and toughness is equal to, or it comes into the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Okay. We got our plains and another knight. Alright. Final booster. All comes down to this. Alright. Another Merchant of the Veil, another Fierce Witch Stalker, another Forever Young, Embereth Paladin, Silverflame Squire, Eye Collector, Prophet of the Peak, Tall as a Beanstalk, Witching Well, Fairy Guidemother, Slaying Fire, Lock Dragon, Foulmire. Foulmire Knight, and a non-foil Return of the Wild Speaker. Okay. There's Swamp. And another adventure marker. And that is it for this unboxing series. Like I said earlier, I highly doubt I will be doing I'll be able to get my hands on the Brawl decks, at least at any time in the near future. Especially not all of them. So, but it's also something to keep an eye out for in future sets to pick up. So, all right. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Like I said at the end of the last couple of videos as well, if you play Magic and have gotten some of Throne, let me know what you think. Let me know how it plays and whatnot in the comments. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put new content. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.